guys, I have something a little different to show you today. I'm going to show you how to take an old skirt or a skirt that you find at a thrift store and turn it into an apron. We're really lucky. I live in a really tiny town, but we have a really awesome clothing thrift store there, and she only sells, you know, nicer things, nothing with stains or holes in it, and every Thursday she has a half off sale, which is crazy because things are already cheap there. So like I got this skirt for $2 and it's really cute. The pattern's really cute and it's big and it has this really cute ruffle on the bottom of it. So when I'm looking for skirts to alter, I look for ones that have enough material for one thing, and that have good structure to them. This one's completely lined, has the ruffle already finished, and it should be really easy for me to alter. It even has ties on it already, so that could be helpful, or I might not use them at all. So I will get started and show you what to do. So the first thing you're going to do is locate the back and then just cut through all the layers right down the middle, or as close to the middle as you can. Okay, so when you open it up, you have one big piece like this. And the next thing you do is you're going to fold it over about ½ inch. Get this off so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so you're going to fold this over ½ inch to 1 inch and iron it all the way down. And then in order to have a clean seam so this doesn't fray, you're going to turn it over again and iron it all the way down. You can pin it if you want, but you don't have to. It's pretty straight forward. So iron it, and then you're going to stitch with your machine, or you could hand stitch all the way down this, and you're going to do that to both sides. So fold it over, iron it, press it, fold it over again, iron it, stitch it, and then I'll come back with the next step. Okay, so here's the finished seam. As you can see, it's really tucked in there. It's not going to fray anywhere. It's really finished. So that was from folding it over once and then folding it over again and pressing it, and then I just sewed, you know, right along the whole thing all the way down on both sides. So now I was going to show you how you would do the ties. First of all, you can cut a strip and you'll have a little bit less, you know, fullness in your apron, but it'll still work. So you would just cut the strip out of the back before you sew your seams, and then just fold it over on itself, you know, like that. And then you would pin it here on the edge and just sew down the edge, and you'd be finished with that. Or you can use the double fold bias tape. This one's ½ inch, which works just fine for strings. Or you can use the 7/8 inch, which is this one. This one's for quilt binding, but it's a good size. You could also use the blanket binding, but it's a little satiny looking, and I couldn't find any that wasn't shiny, so I didn't want to use that. Basically, you would just find the middle of this and the middle of your skirt, open it up, put the skirt on the inside, fold this over, and you could either use like a stitch which kind of tape, or like iron-on tape, or you could just sew it. I would sew it if I was going to do it on the bottom and then on the top, just to make sure you grab it all. It's probably better if you pin this in first because it likes to slide out. So then you're going to sew all the way down to the end of your strings, and then you would make like a triangle. It's hard to show here. Just to make sure that the edges got finished and didn't fray. So that is the quilt binding. You could also use just satin ribbon. Let's see if I can get this one open. So with that, you would also measure it out, find the center, and you can just, you know, sew it on the top and the bottom like this, and then leave your tails for your ties. And then again, you would want to make a triangle, then make another triangle, and sew all the edges to keep it from fraying. So that's satin, but you could also use, you know, grosgrain ribbon. And then also a ribbon that you can find that sometimes is less expensive than other ribbon is the wired ribbon. And all you have to do is cut your length that you need and then just pull the wires out on both sides, and then it's just as flexible, you know, and soft as a regular ribbon. So you could, you know, sew that like this, or like the other ties, you could just put it on the edge like this, and then sew up and down here a couple times to make sure it stays securely. And then again, you want to fold the corner over and then fold that corner over, and then sew all the edges of that, and then that has a nice finished edge. So, and then I'll show you the bottom of this one is pretty finished. It's really ruffly and gathered here, which I like just fine, but you could also kitsch it up a little bit and, you know, put some trim right along there. There's so many choices in trim these days that why not? There's some little tiny stuff. Or if you want to get really crazy, you could put your little pom-pom fringe on there. How cute. Probably want to coordinate the color a little better than that, but I just wanted to show you some different ideas. And you could sew that on, you could stitch stitch it on, you could use fabric glue to glue it on. Any of those will work. So I'm going to go sew my ties, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so here's my finished apron. I have the ties finished. I just sewed the top and the bottom. This is some ribbon that Roxy gave me that was actually wired, but I pulled the wires out to make it soft, and then here's the finished end, so there's no fraying. Pardon my fingernails, I've been grouting my kitchen. So that's the finished end, and then here's the other one, all secure, not gonna fray, totally washable. And then on the bottom I ended up putting the little daisy trim just for something fun. So that's it, all finished and ready to wear. My younger daughter asked me, why are you putting so much work into something you're just gonna get dirty? So it was fun though, I had a good time. So I have lots more of these skirts that I bought yesterday at a thrift store. They were half off all the women's clothing, so I got a bunch of skirts for 99 cents. So here's my next project. I've already cut it down the back, and I have some actual material that I picked out that I'm going to make the ties out of. So the next one I do, material ties instead of the ribbon ties. So I'll try to get a video up of that one too. But thanks for watching. Bye.